people when they started out work, when they came into contact with the IT department, it was phoning someone when something had gone wrong. And have you tried switching it on or off again, and that old cliche. But really what IT is about these days in businesses that are doing well, IT is absolutely a business partner in that organisation. So if you are a credit card company, IT is driving everything that you do, both on innovation and creativity, but also in making sure that that company is able to do business. If they can't settle loads and loads of transactions and test that system to be able to settle transactions, numerous transactions per second, they have no company. And that's pretty much not just in credit card companies, but across every sort of business you can choose, whether it's in retail or high finance or trading or hedge funds or anything. IT is what is driving that business and changing things in that organisation. So if you are creative and if you are dynamic and if you're interested in changing stuff, then IT is a natural place to take your skills. And I think previously it was seen purely as an internal service provider, whereas now IT is all about changing things and changing things for the better.
The IT arena is very competitive for the attraction of staff. There's very high demand for IT professionals across the IT industry. What we're seeing is large-scale projects. Some of them are government-based, where they have a duration of some 5, 10, 15 and sometimes even 20-year project duration. And those organisations that win those contracts need large numbers of IT professionals to fill those projects over that period of time. And so that helps enormously in diminishing the pool of available staff within the industry. And that makes it a very competitive environment to attract and indeed retain IT professionals.
At the core of the overwhelming majority of modern day businesses, the demand for IT professionals is large and growing. And every company, not just the large IT firms, will be in need of at least one IT proficient staff member to deal with daily computer needs. So how do companies go about recruiting their staff? And what qualities are they looking for?
One of the things I believe very passionately actually is that you can get a job in IT with any background. And we've got examples within this organisation who have moved into IT from painters, decorators, everything. So you can have absolutely any background, and I think diversity is absolutely essential. So I don't think you have to have a specific background. And even talking about my own background, started in financial services, moved into telecoms, and then got an opportunity to move into IT and software. So I think you can come from any background at all, and it's about your learning experiences in different environments that really help the IT industry. So you could have worked for a pharmaceutical company. My team, I've got 10 people that work for me, and one of them's come from retail, one's come from pharmaceuticals, one's come from public sector, and one's come from a telecoms company. So it is absolutely having a complete diverse nature, and I think that really help to grow and build the software industry and the IT sector.
Recruitment in IT is extremely difficult at the moment. It's very much a candidate market, very candidate driven. The methods of recruitment are changing. 2 years ago, even if you were to advertise on the internet sites, there are many of them, some better than others, but you would get a reasonable response for most of the professional disciplines within IT, but not so much in 2007, 2008. It's beginning to change. I think it's because there is a dearth of skill sets within IT, undoubtedly. And companies are having to compete strongly to attract people to join them.
I think the role of an IT professional in today's industry is to understand what the business is all about and use their skills and a vision of what technology is able to provide and apply that to the business for competitive advantage. That can be whether it's an internet sort of policy, a different channel to market, perhaps using new technologies, or facilitating and helping the sales force perhaps to be more mobile and have the systems and tools that they need to do their job well. So understanding the business first and foremost, and then applying the technology and showing people how they can take advantage of that technology as well.
One category for us is what I would call, and I'm not really being tongue-in-cheek, I'm being quite serious, is what I would call the obsessive. We're very, very interested in people who are, who are obsessively interested, who are fanatics, if you like, about working with computing equipment, networks, software. So I often think about, if there's an applicant who actually will do the same thing whether he gets this job or not, because if he doesn't get the job, he's doing this kind of stuff at home anyway. He's got equipment, he's learning about it, using it. Those are, applicants like that are gold dust. And we love people who are obsessive about computing.
We want people to debate and challenge as we're developing what it is that we want to do. And we want a very robust debate, and we want lots of questions, and we want to make sure that we're making the right decisions, the right good enough decisions with the information that we have available to us, strategically and tactically. But when we've made the decisions, we want people to execute on the decisions and to drive them to implementation. So it's a question of having healthy debate at the beginning as we work our way up through to the decision. Having made it, we don't want the energy then to be changed into re-questioning it all the time. We want it to be put into implementation, delivery, making sure that we achieve the objectives and commitments that we've set out for ourselves and the commitments we've made to our customers.
If they're interested in problem solving, interacting with a wide range of people, if they're into innovation, looking at literally everything from how you can solve a business problem down to designing new medical systems or defence systems, or a whole range of different things, because IT underpins literally the whole of society. So it's constantly changing, constantly evolving. If you like change and problem solving, you're in a good place.
I suppose you really have to be interested in technology. That's the main thing that you need to have to want to work in technology. Personality, normally people tend to be good at maths, good at more numerical skills. But on the other side, you can have people who go into business analysis roles where they have very good communication skills, very good people skills, project management skills. So all of those types of people are the types of candidates we are looking for.
No matter how good we are at our jobs, there's no one in the world of work that can expect clear sailing all the time. It's always good to have a bit of previous when you're applying for a job, and no, I don't mean felonies. How on earth is that going to help you? Yeah, I've done a few burglaries, bit of assault, battery. Want to see my CV? Not going to work. No, of course, I'm thinking of prior relevant work and life experience. So does the IT industry value one over the other?
I think work experience and life experiences are equally important when going for interviews and putting forward your CV, because actually work experience is important, but to really get across how good you can be in the role, sometimes it's worth referring to life experience. And one of the things that my first question is, tell me a bit about yourself. Let's not talk about the work side of things, let's talk about you. What type of person are you? Tell me about your experiences outside of work. So, have you got a sporting background? Have you got an academic background? Talking about success at universities. The biggest thing that most people have done is a dissertation that takes probably years out of your life. So, talk about that in interviews. And I think the life experience is absolutely critical, because while it's good to show that you've got a history of success in that environment or in that sector, I think it's equally as important to talk about the things you've done outside of work. One of the things that I'm very keen on is diversity, and that's not just sort of the ethnic diversity, that's diversity of backgrounds. So, people that have come from academic backgrounds, people that come from sporting backgrounds, social backgrounds, anything. It's really about talking about why you are the most talented person for that role.
I'd advise people to get any kind of work experience they can. Not necessarily in the IT industry, but some sort of practical work experience is key, really. And just, trying to gain a professional attitude to your work and being used to working with employees, and then being used to be set targets, working towards targets. I mean, there's a lot of things you learn in different jobs. For example, I worked as a waiter at some point for a year, and I learned loads of things during that period, which I've actually applied to the job I'm doing now. It has nothing to do with it, but it's just a lot of skills you learn, and it's, approaching people and confidence, that's the main thing.